Hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Hasina Patel, co-creator of the Bubbles Beyond Borders campaign to support the rights and dreams of girls and women around the world and to support all gender equality. So it's Bubbles Month, it's August, and I'm interviewing amazing people around the world to see why they support the Bubbles Beyond Borders campaign, and they all have such different perspectives. And today I'm blessed to have one of my dear friends and someone that I respect and admire more than I can tell you, Phyl Macomber from Vermont in the USA. So Phyl is an education specialist. She is also the creator of the PACT framework. And Phyl, you're an author. Can you tell them your book name, please?
Yes, the power of the pact. And the pact basically is a delivery system for teaching anything. So parents could use it, teachers, it doesn't cost anything, special education, general education, leadership programs like your initiative,
Mm-hmm. I
the
love
power.
that. The
Yes.
power of the pact. Yes, absolutely love that. And the thing that I love is that Phyl believes, and it's not a belief, it's a fact that anyone of any ability can learn something if they're taught the way their brain is able to learn. I'm probably putting it very clumsily, but so I definitely want to start with that fact because the ability to learn, that feeling of self-worth, that's where all dreams start. And as an education specialist who works with children, especially with different abilities, especially girls, sometimes they have such limits placed on them where it's like, you can't do this, or they're being socialized to think certain things are for boys. How does fostering dreams in these children impact their futures when they're young and you foster these dreams in them?
I think the biggest myth in education is that genders need to have such different activities based on girl versus boy. And then also the other myth that children with different abilities, those that are special needs or below grade level with a disability or even above grade level, need very different teaching strategies than those that can be delivered in the general classroom. So all means all. Creating a classroom community of a belief system is really the very first step. And then also, especially with our young children, but with children of all abilities, and especially our young girls, is having them understand why they're doing what they're doing, why their dream is important, why a particular activity that they're doing in the classroom will help shape them into being a stronger person to make a better contribution. And with the understanding of why, you get the high engagement and buy-in. And that's what it's about, is the belief system of engagement.
Yes, that is such an important thing because once children believe in themselves, that's where all that self worth of, guess what? I'm going to find a way to do this. That's where it begins.
Exactly. Right. I call that just the call to action from your heart, right? You
Yes.
know, so mind and heart are really connected. So if you have a real understanding of it, it can become very important to you, your inner self, right? Because then you have commitment. I truly believe that you cannot have belief in something without commitment because it just stays a really good idea. The commitment part is the action plan, right? And that's really what your work is all about, the
Mm-hmm.
action plan to empower.
Yeah, I love the way you put that. So let me ask you, um, with the Bubbles Beyond Borders campaign, it has been important to you for so many years, and I know that I think it was last year you did such an amazing video for Bubbles Beyond Borders, and you have been supporting the campaign. What is the thing that really touches you about it? About just supporting girls and women in their rights and dreams, and supporting all genders in their dreams. What is it? What is your why?
Well, I think it all stems back to my core of how I was raised. You know, my parents always taught both me and my sister Rosie to be strong women. And at the core of that was them saying to us, and specifically a conversation I had with my dad, I could remember it like it was yesterday, Hasina, where he came and said, you know, Phyl, you can come to me and mommy with any problem, and we're only going to talk about that problem for 5 to 10 minutes. The rest of the hour, we're going to focus on solutions, because that is how you will get through life, and that is how you will be a strong woman, is focusing on solutions. It's okay to feel fear, and feel the fear for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, and then in order to move forward, you have to push it off to the side. And that is why I believe so much in empowerment, in belief systems, because we have the ability to change anything. I mean, Hasina, anything, we have the power to change. The sheer fact that it's a very special year for me academically coming up, because it's the 10-year anniversary of the PACT framework being published and being used. And I don't think I told you that before. And so it's been a very reflective time for me. And if you were to say to me 10 years ago, Phyl, you're going to have a book, you are going to work around the country, you're going to work around the world, you are going to be able to have materials that could really help people, I would look at you and say, you crazy? I don't think so. But I truly believed in the why of that, which is why I also really support Bubbles Beyond Borders, because girls need to, A, stand up for themselves. But even before that, they need to believe that they have the right to stand up for themselves. So it all comes from identify a problem and focus on the solution. And Bubbles Beyond Borders is a solution, right?
Yes, it is. And that's such an interesting way to put it. I mean, that is great advice. So my next question was actually going to lead into that, advice. We've talked about the children, but now what about the adults, their parents, who need to help these children, especially the girls, like you said, to break through limits and to dream big and to keep their dreams front and center every day. What advice do you have for parents to help their children to dream? And also, like you said, the children need to know they have a right to dream. That if I'm a girl and I want to be an astronaut, that is my right. If I want to be a mechanic or whatever people have said is a traditionally boys' profession, I can do that. That is my right. That is the right of anyone of any gender. How do parents help their kids in this way?
I truly believe that the people we surround ourselves with shape our belief system. For example, if you surround yourself with people that are negative and people that focus on you don't belong there, or I don't think you can do that, or every time you're excited and have an idea, the other person tells you the 5 reasons it's not going to work, then you're never going to believe in yourself. The parents need to understand, and also children need to understand when they form friendships with other children, that we need to surround ourselves with other people that lift us up. Now, in the role of a parent, that is their job, right? To be able to lift their children up and have them believe in themselves. And so I think 2 things are really important, Hasina. One is to teach children how to form positive habits, okay? And I think one of those positive habits, which in my mind is the most important thing that we can teach in school, is the importance of self-reflection and being honest with yourself. And families can do this all the time with their children. So it's not just about the belief that you can dream big, because we're all going to get skin knees. We're all going to fail. We all need to understand that these are opportunities for growth as opposed to calling them failure. And being able to look and say, I'm not just going to focus on the things I need to improve on. I'm going to focus on things that I did well. And if parents approach that with their kids at home with, so what are the three great things that happened at school today? And, you know, what are the things you might want to improve on the next day? It's a growth mindset of a nice balance. So I think surrounding yourself with being positive, forming positive habits, the importance of self-reflection, not just for children, but for all of us, right, as adults.
Definitely. I just love it. You have so much information here that parents can take away and do something with to sort of support their children's dreams and just support who their children are. And that's so important when you think about it, to have equality. It doesn't begin when we're adults and we say, guess what, there's some inequality here, we need to change it. It really, we can change things when we start from the beginning with our children. So I just love what you've said.
Well, you know, the surrounding yourself with people who lift you up and people who are positive, that's one of the reasons I love our relationship, because we always support each other. You know, you are constantly asking me, what can I do for you, Phyl? And I hope you feel the same way about me, about like, how can I help Leave No Girl Behind, or your School of Leadership, or support Bubbles Beyond Borders? Because these are the kinds of relationships that really matter. And I think teaching our children that they're not an island, that they need a support system, and that support system truly needs to support and not tear down.
Yes. So on that note, the meaning of support and how to help your children to dream, so much valuable information. Thank you so much, Paul. And it's always such a joy to talk with you, no matter what we're talking about. So thank you so much for this conversation.
You're welcome. Can we blow some bubbles?
Oh, of course. I almost forgot about that.
Not me. I'm ready. I've got big bubbles because I want people to think and dream big.
Okay. Well, let's see. Shall we go?
I support Bubbles Beyond Borders. My name is Phyl Macomber, and I'm president of Make a Difference Incorporated.
Okay, that's really fun.
It was very fun. I so enjoyed talking with you today and hope that this message helps others.
It will. Thank you so much, Paul. Okay,
You're welcome.
Bubbles Beyond Borders. Bye.